Last Friday, the Democratic National Committee had the opportunity and even brought it up in their meeting about whether or not to begin the process to change the primary and caucus calendar moving forward. And I say to begin the process because the consideration this past Friday was not to immediately upend the calendar. It was just to begin the process to start having those talks. And unfortunately, the Democratic Party did what the Democratic Party does and made the stupid decision to not change the primary and caucus calendar. So what this means, of course, is that Iowa, once again, gets to be first as they have for the last 50 plus years, which again is about the dumbest thing we could do as a political party. But hey, at least the Republicans do it too, right? So, there's that. And then following Iowa, we have New Hampshire. Ooh, right? I am so sorry if I'm going to offend anybody with what I'm about to say here, but nobody gives a shit about Iowa or New Hampshire. Politically speaking, that is. So don't get me wrong. You're good people, hardworking people, patriotic people, family people. You're good folks. I have nothing against you personally. But politically, y'all aren't representative of anything in this country. Both Iowa and New Hampshire are overwhelmingly white, right? Their demographics don't come anywhere close to matching what America as a whole looks like. So I'm sorry, but you being the first people to give your opinion by voting in the caucuses and primaries makes no sense. Because you're not indicative, because you're not diverse enough to fully represent what the people of this country want. But of course, you win those first two contests, it puts the candidate at an incredible advantage moving forward. So I don't like it. I think it's a dumb idea. Furthermore, beyond the demographic issue, which of course is the biggest one, second biggest one is that we're wasting millions of dollars on Iowa and New Hampshire. Two states that electorally don't matter, right? You never hear anybody clamoring for all those electoral college votes from Iowa or from New Hampshire. Oh, where are they going to go? These big giant swing states. Nobody cares. Again, really sorry if you're watching this from Iowa or New Hampshire. The first primary in the country ought to be held in North Carolina, maybe Florida. Heck, at this point, go to Georgia, go to Arizona, Nevada. Go to states that actually are more representative of the population as a whole, not to mention states that are actually kind of could go either way in an election, right? The electoral vote could either go to Republicans or Democrats. We never know for certain now. And of course, Georgia only recently added to that. But if we're going to spend millions of dollars getting to know voters in a state, walking around with them, going to their state fairs and all that, why not do it in a state that actually matters when it comes to electoral politics? And as long as we stick with the Electoral College, I'm sorry, but tiny states with few Electoral College votes, you don't matter as much. Don't get mad at me for saying that. Be mad at the Electoral College. That's why... totally lost my train of thought. But that's why candidates typically don't go to places like Wyoming and North Dakota or South Dakota, right? Whole big area of the country where candidates just avoid in general elections because you don't have enough electoral college votes to matter. Now, if we were strictly based on popular vote, a vote from Wyoming would count as much as a vote from California, but it doesn't. California votes are weighted more because they have more electoral college votes. And as long as we're going to stick with that system, let's knock Iowa and New Hampshire down. Hell, you guys ought to be last. If you're going to spend millions of dollars in a single state, make damn sure it's a swing state so you can get the swing voters, the independents, to know your candidates better and make a better impression on them. And if you want to be super fair for the process, not going to lie, every primary and caucus should be held on the exact same day, right? Nobody should get an advantage by winning, the first 2 states, so it makes it much more likely you're going to win the third. And then people see, they've got momentum, so I'm going to vote for them. It's crazy that we do it this way, but of course it's done this way to protect the establishment. If you want a fair process, every primary or caucus, whichever your state has, ought to be held on the same damn day, just like Election Day. That's what it should be. One single Tuesday. Hell, actually, you know what? Make it a Saturday. Let's do it on a Saturday. That's primary caucus day. Then boom, after that, it's done. And we don't have to go through 6 months of, who's pulling ahead? Who's got this? It's exhausting. And most importantly, it's stupid. And the Democrats just passed up a wonderful opportunity to change the whole thing. Thanks for watching. And if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.